Okay, these are dumbbell shoulder presses. Jesus. Dumbbell shoulder presses. These are going to work your shoulders, obviously, okay? They're going to work your delts. The main muscle that's being worked is the anterior delt, which is the front deltoid, okay? Muscle that is pretty well developed in most people if you're doing any amount of pressing movements, which most of us are, okay? You're also going to get a very small amount of side and rear delts, but not a huge amount. You wouldn't want to use this as like a meat and bones movement for either of those, okay? How you're going to do this here is, first of all, set up an incline that's not completely upright. So what I mean by that is you'll notice this bench that I have behind me is not totally upright like this. It's at a very, very slight angle, okay? The reason for that is because whenever I'm totally upright, it's not a great position to actually press overhead, and it just doesn't line the muscle up that well, okay? And you don't need it, okay? You're much better with a slight incline back the ways, okay, if you actually want to hit front delt. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a reasonable weight of dumbbells, not something stupid. I don't need 20s or 30s, or some people will if they've built up to it. But for someone starting off, if they haven't done this, use 12, 15, 17, or even 5 or 7, depending on your gender and your experience and so on, okay? So take your time with it. Start off by kicking the weight up with your knees if you can. Lower the dumbbells down with the elbows slightly in front of the body. So my elbow's not really flared back here. That's not good for the shoulder, and it's not going to line up the muscle correctly. I want to be slightly in front of the body. It's around 30 degrees, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press the dumbbells up and together slightly. Lower them down relatively slow, only to about here. Back up again like that. I want to avoid any full lockout at the arms, because what that'll do, it'll take a little bit of tension off the delt. So I want this kind of constant motion between these two movements. You'll notice that at no point here do I really stop. I nearly stop at the bottom and I nearly stop at the top, but there's never a point where it truly stops, okay? And what that does, it helps keep that tension on the front delt, okay? So that is going to be your dumbbell shoulder press. Use a lighter weight than you need to whenever you're starting off. Move the weight relatively slowly. Avoid locking out if possible, and set an incline up that's not totally upright, but slightly back from that, okay? And that's going to be a good shoulder exercise for you.